what we are going to do. Um, Xylan, come here. You're going to pick out some names. The way it works is there's a prize in each one of these little bags. And so if your name is called, and every name is here. Now, I do see a couple people from Calvary. Let me just say your names are in the Calvary drawings. So you still have a chance to win. You won't win here today, but your name is there because you don't have to be present to win. I don't want you to look at these names, okay? So you got to turn your face, turn around, and just put your hand back there. Look, don't look. Now just give me one. You can only pick one. One. Give me one. You got three. Okay. Oh, wow. This is Orion Matthews. I tell you what, Orion is my grandson. It probably wouldn't be good for you to have picked his name. They'll think we're cheating. So here, you pick another one. I'll do something for Orion. Oscar, I apologize. Not the first one. Okay, Steve Scott. Is Steve Scott here? Okay. No, pick up one of those. Yeah, because you don't have to be present to win. So let's see what Steve Scott won. Okay, he's got a $25 gift card, so we'll put his name in there. Okay, you want to pick another one for me? Okay, no, out of here. Just pick a name. Don't look. Blair Matthews. Got to do something for Blair, too. Okay. One fell out. Okay. Annie Campbell. She is here. Miss Campbell, do you want him to pick something for you? Are you okay so you don't have to walk up? Okay, pick up one of these. You can pick up any bag, Xylan. Pick up any bag you want. That one. Let's see what you picked up for her. "50-minute sweetest massage, $150 value." You writing for me, Annie Campbell. Okay. All right. We're going to do one more, and then we'll do some at the end. Go ahead. Get a name for, not there. Pick up a name for me. Are you going, okay. He said that's the one. And that is Frank Womack. Is Frank Womack here? I know that's your family. Okay. Do you want to come pick a gift for him? You going to give me another envelope? No, not there. Here. Pick up one. Okay, yes, he said. Let's see what he won. Oh, $100 gift card. So we'll give it. Okay. All right. And then we have a gift for the person who invited the most family and friends. Now, you had to be a new lifer to invite family and friends. And now, I'm just going to say this person that I'm going to call, you might want to share with your friend because your friend certainly helped you win. Miss Kathy Harris. Here you go. This is a hat from Coco K. This is a bag from Royal Caribbean. And then you guys get to pick out a specialty restaurant for you and one other person. I hope you make it your friend. Okay. All right. Thank you all so much for coming. We're going to show a quick video, and then we'll get started. And it's going to be very brief, guys, because I have another meeting on the other campus.
Psalm 127:2 from the Message Bible says, "It's useless to rise early and go to bed late and work your word fingers to the bone." Don't you know God enjoys giving rest to those he loves? What better way to relax, rest, and enjoy family and friends aboard the third largest cruise ship in the world, Utopia of the Seas. Specializing in short 3 to 4 night itineraries from Port Canaveral, Florida to the Bahamas, this ship features extensive amenities, including 5 pools, over 20 dining experiences, entertainment like trivia competitions, family game shows, karaoke events, laser tag, a white party, and so much fun for the entire family. The ship is packed with high-energy shows, immersive experiences, and a wide range of activities that keep you busy day and night. If you are traveling with family, Utopia of the Seas has an award-winning Adventure Ocean Club, the cruise line's youth program, which offers children an abundance of engaging activities, including the supervised Adventure Ocean youth programs, the Splashaway Bay water park with slides and fountains, the ultimate abyss dry slide, rock climbing walls, and a flow rider surf simulator. Younger children can enjoy the Baby Dash splash pad, while the Adventure Ocean Club provides age-specific programming for toddlers through 11 years of age, covering everything from arts and crafts to science experiments and video games. Teens also have their own dedicated spaces and activities, including the Social 100 Teen Club with an outdoor lounge, video games, and movie nights, plus an outdoor patio with a teen-only hot tub and non-alcoholic bar. So much for our young children and teens to do. If you want to truly relax, take a stroll through Central Park and surround yourself in the lush gardens, or grab a bite to eat at one of the complimentary or specialty dining restaurants. Food is literally everywhere, and many of the options are complimentary, which means they are already covered in your cruise fare, so enjoy as much as you like when you like. Utopia of the Seas also offers an adults-only area, solarium, which provides guests a tranquil retreat where you can recharge in pools and whirlpools and enjoy panoramic ocean views, a dedicated bar, in-water lounges, day beds, and the Solarium Bistro restaurant, a complimentary restaurant offering breakfast, lunch, and dinner. While reservations are not required for breakfast and lunch, reservations are required for dinner. Want to keep up your fitness routine or enjoy being pampered while on board? Visit Utopia's Vitality Spa and Fitness Center located on decks 5 and 6. This area offers guests a serene environment for relaxation and wellness with 22 treatment rooms, including rooms just for couples. After an action-packed schedule of activities and exploring the world, you need to relax. At the end of a busy day, retreat to your stateroom and unwind in comfort. These well-appointed staterooms with light and modern decor offer everything you need for a comfortable voyage. Imagine waking up every morning, opening your balcony door, and being greeted with views of brand new and breathtaking parts of the world. No matter which room you have chosen, you will enjoy luxurious bedding, turn-down service, and 24-hour room service if desired. There are so many things to do on board Utopia of the Seas. It's truly a family resort on water. On behalf of Pastor Matthews and me, thank you for choosing to join us for our 2025 NLIM and CRCC Family Cruise, The Getaway.
Okay. Okay, so I wanted you to get an idea of what the ship looks like. It's amazing that that ship just came out last year. August was when it took its first sailing, and it was the largest cruise ship in the world. And here we are 1 year later, and it's the third largest because Royal Caribbean has released Icon of the Seas at the end of last year, and then they just released Star of the Seas. So even though it was the largest cruise ship in the world when we started this cruise, it is now the third largest cruise ship in the world. I've got inside the packet that you have, there's a sheet that says Fast Facts. So you can look at that so you can familiarize yourself with the cruise. There really is a lot to do with the cruise ship, I should say. There really is a lot to do aboard the cruise ship, and to do it in 3 nights, you will not be able to do everything. But maybe when you look at things like this, you can decide kind of how you're going to spend your time. There are going to be some activities that we do as a church family. However, we did not plan a lot because you're going to want to do things with your family and your friends and simply enjoy each other. So we do have an itinerary that's in here to tell you the activities that we'll be doing on board. I want to go over a few things that are really, really critical. I'm going to skip why Royal Caribbean, the overview of the ship. Make sure you know the itinerary. And then if you are driving or you're traveling on your own, I have the information there to let you know what terminal you'll need to be at to depart with the ship. And then if you are driving and you need information on parking, the information for that is included. One thing I do want to note on the parking is that it used to be that parking you could only pay by cash. Now you can only pay by card. So make sure if you are traveling and leaving your car there, make sure that you have a major credit card to use for that. Let me also point out one other thing. There are some other areas if you are driving that will advertise. They have rates that are less than Port Canaveral, and then they'll keep your car and then they'll transfer you. But I'm telling you, really and truthfully, it's not a big difference in that. And to be able to leave your car literally right there and walk across is much more convenient. So I do encourage you, if you are driving, to go ahead and leave your car right there at Port Canaveral, especially if you are pressed for time, because the ship does not wait on anybody. You need to understand that the ship does not wait. So you need to arrive, if you're driving or however you're traveling there, you need to arrive at Port Canaveral no later than around 2:30, 3 o'clock p.m. at the absolute latest. I've been on cruises where people have been left. I was on a cruise with a family just not so long ago, and the father literally let the family out, and he went to park the car, and the doors closed. And so they contacted me while I was on the ship. And of course, I went and talked to the management team, but there's literally nothing they can do. They're on a schedule. And so the family, the mom and the daughter, took the cruise, and the father and the son had to stay in the area. So I don't want things like that to happen, because there's not really anything that I can do as a travel agent. I can't change those kinds of things. So please make sure that you arrive on time and that you are on the ship. Also, the next thing I want to cover, even though I have it in writing, travel documents are extremely important. I'm going to encourage you to take a moment, get your travel documents now, look at them, go into your reservation, make sure your name is exactly the same as it is on the travel documents you plan to utilize. If your name is different, then you are registered. Please contact me now. I have people that contact me in the 11th hour, and after about it used to be 3 days. Now I think through technology, maybe 2 days. I would not push that. But if there was something wrong, we could possibly get it changed. But once we get to the deadline and that manifest is done, there will be nothing that I can do. So that when you get to the pier and they look at your documents and your date of birth is wrong, all of that information, there's nothing that they can do, and you will be denied. I have also been on cruises where people have been denied. I was traveling with one of my very best friends and got there, and her mom did not have her birth certificate, I think it was, with her. And so just like in that last case, they always call me when I'm on the ship. Yes, I come down and I talk to you, but there's nothing I can do about that. So we had to leave her mom at the pier. Can you imagine that? Her mom was an elderly person. She was around 80 years of age. But we had to leave her at the pier. It just so happened that where we were traveling from, we had a minister friend there. We contacted them from their church. They sent someone there and they picked her up and put her in a hotel and all those good things. But she was literally stuck there. So I'm telling you real things. I'm not telling you things that I've heard about. I'm telling you situations where I have been there. So I'm asking you to make sure you check with all your family and your friends and go over travel documents now. People ask the question, do I have to have a real ID? You do not have to have a real ID to get on the ship, but if you're flying, you have to have a real ID. You can use a passport. Passports are not required. They are recommended. The reason they are recommended because they work everywhere. So you don't have to have 2 forms of documentation. So you don't have to have a passport. They are recommended. I would not take on that expense if I don't already have it. But if you would like to get a passport, it does make it easier because you have everything you need in that one document. If you do not have a passport, you will need 2 forms of documentation. You will need your birth certificate. It does have to be an original birth certificate or a certified copy. A certified copy means that you have gone to the Office of Vital Statistics and they gave you a copy and they have the stamp on there. You can rub across it and feel that it is certified. It cannot just be a copy. It does have to be a certified copy. And then a second form of ID, which is your driver's license. Now, this is where it gets tricky. If your birth certificate, my maiden name is Camps, so my birth certificate has Camps. I'm married. My license say Matthews. So now my documents don't necessarily match. And so what you will need to do, I've never been asked for it, but in those instances like that, if you are using those documents, then you need to also have a copy of your marriage license, just in case. They've never asked me. I've been cruising for 30 years. I've never been asked for my marriage certificate, but they will ask, they can ask you that. So just in case you get one of those ages that goes strictly by the book, just make sure you're covered. Make sure your documentation matches. Now, in the case of those who may be traveling with children and your child's name is not the same as your name, you will need to, well, let me tell you about this first. If you are traveling, it's your grandchild, grandson, you are not the legal guardian, the mother or father, you're going to need to fill out this form. It's a consent for minor, 0 to 17, a child to travel without parental legal guardians. This is at the information center. Go ahead and pick one up if you need that. If you are taking anyone that is not your biological daughter or son, you will need to have this documentation with you, and it does have to be notarized. We do have a notary at New Life. Minister Fred, raise your hand so you can actually bring the form by, or if you let him know you're coming to church next Sunday, he can bring his information with you and take care of notarizing it for you. Okay? Yes. What, can you do me a favor?
Okay.
Like, what is this? Yes, there's a mic in there.
Okay, so I noticed on here you said real ID compliant driver's license. is that the star that we have to have now?
That's correct. But that's only if you're flying.
Only if you're flying.
If you're flying. If you're flying, you do have to have a real ID compliant driver's license. So if you're flying, make sure you have that, or you can use your passport. Only if you are flying. It is not required for the cruise. Okay. One other thing I want to mention is make sure that you do not pack your documents, because those of you who are traveling, whether it's by air, you know how it is. Sometimes luggage gets lost. You want to make sure that your documents are on you, on your person, in your purse, that they're on you. I was in the car with someone, and who shall remain nameless. Okay, so who would I have possibly been in the car with? Okay, and we were at a blessing for us. We were traveling out of Miami, and got out of the car at the airport. And what did we do? Left the documents in the car. And so, of course, when we got there for the cruise, part of us had our documents, and one person who shall remain nameless did not. And so they were unable to board the ship. But now you do know I worked everything out on that end. Yeah, we just happened to be born in Florida. So they had to leave the port and get to an office and get a certified copy of their birth certificate and get back to the pier before we left. And we were able to do it because we just happened to be flying out of the same state. So we were able to do that, but that's not always the case. For us, it will not be, because the majority of the people going are from Alabama, and we will be in the lovely state of Florida, so that won't work. So make sure, even if you get out of your car, you know that you have all of your documents with you. They do not make exceptions. Okay? Make sure that you go online. Check-in is not open yet, but you will be able to use I almost said NLIM app, but use the Royal Caribbean app. If you do not have the Royal Caribbean app, please, I have the instructions in here. Make sure you take a moment to download the Royal Caribbean app, because you can check in from there. You can do so many things. You can make any reservations for anything that you want from the app. So make sure you take a moment to download the app. As I said, the instructions are in here. If you have any trouble with that, you can stop by the information center, and I'm sure Miss Gina's team will be able to help you. You can stop by the school. Minister Fred or Janice will be able to help you with that. Okay? But look at that checklist there to make sure that you have everything that's necessary there. I want to give you one caution on luggage. This is a 3-night sailing. This is a 3-night sailing. This is a 3-night sailing. 1, 2, 3. There are only so many clothing that you can wear on a 3-night sailing. You're going to regret bringing and packing a lot of luggage, because there are some times that you have to move your bags, and so you're not going to want to have a lot of luggage. I just encourage you to please remember that and try to do a good job. No irons on board. You have to pay for that, so make sure you iron all your things and have them nice and neat, and just pack a couple outfits a day, and you will be fine. Ladies, you not need 15 pairs of shoes. Get a nice comfortable pair, a nice dress up pair, and let them match everything. Put on nude. Nude goes with everything. I'm telling you, you're gonna thank me later. But on the luggage, just make sure that you have your luggage in a situation where you know your luggage. Let me say it this way. A lot of the black luggage, all that luggage looks alike. So when you're trying to get luggage, sometimes it's hard to tell your luggage apart. So I always tell people to travel, put something on your luggage, a scarf or something like that, so your luggage stands out. And then make sure that anything that you're going to need on that very first day, you have it with you. You can carry on a small bag. You want to do that as far as medications and all of that, because your luggage might not get to you until 6, 7 7, 8, 9, sometimes 10 o'clock. They're doing much, much better with that now. They're doing really, really good. The last time I was on there, I had my luggage in an hour or two. It's nothing like it used to be. It used to be a long time, but they're doing better. But if you have anything that you know you're going to need on that first day, you might want to have it with you. Onboard expense account. You do not use cash on a cruise. You actually use what's called a C-Pass. When you get on board in your room, there's going to be a C-Pass card. That card you're going to need to keep up with at all times. It is a card where if you make any type of purchases, it will go on that card. If you have to get on and off the ship, you'll have to use it as a form of identification. Almost anything that you do on the ship, you use your C-Pass card for. What you do is set up an expense account. You can set that up once we are open for registration. You'll be able to utilize that expense account. Well, you'll set up the expense account first, and you can set it up using cash, which you'll do on board, or you can set it up using a credit card. I tell people to use a credit card because, say for instance, you do it by cash and you put $100 on your expense account. Well, the first thing that's going to be hit is going to be gratuity. Gratuity is something like $55. That means you only have $45 left. So if you do anything else on that cruise, the moment that you utilize that last $45, your C-Pass card is going to do just like a credit card. It's going to decline. They don't let you just run up a tab. Once your money is gone, then you have to go back to the purser's office, put more money on the card, and keep doing that. So in order to avoid that, just put a credit card on there, and that way everything will go against that card. It's a lot better. If you haven't cruised in a long time, it's a lot better than it used to be. On the app itself, you can keep up with anything that's being charged to your card. Also in your room, you'll be able to utilize your television to look at everything that's being charged to your card. And if you disagree with any charge, you can always go to the purser's office to get that straight. What you are going to see every day is that gratuity that hits. It's something like $18.50 a day. If you're in a regular stateroom, it's $21 if you are in a suite. And let me say this. Some people talk. People talk about hacks and things like that. I have people that have cruised, and one of the things that they will do, that gratuity is automatic. And so you can, as an individual, you can decide you did not like your service, you disagreed, they never cleaned your room properly. You can go to the purser's office and file a complaint, and they will credit your card back for the gratuity. Some people do that as a means of not paying gratuity. Now that's wrong, because they really do work for that tip. I mean, they're going to clean your room. They're nice to you. They'll get whatever you need. They're really, but they depend on those tips. You know, we've talked to people, and they live on a ship for 6 months or 9 months, and that is how they take care of an entire family in some of these other countries. And so you don't want to cheat people out of what is rightfully theirs. So we're children of the King, so let's not be that way. Let's not go back and complain just to get our money back. I would rather you come to me first, and I know I'm making a bold statement, but I would rather you come to me first before you did something like that. That's just not right. So let's not let that be named amongst us, okay? All right. What's included in your cruise fare? Really and truthfully, almost everything is included in your cruise fare. The only thing that you will be charged is that gratuity. Now, when you start wanting to do other things on board, there are specialty restaurants. You can make reservations at those specialty restaurants, and there's going to be a cover charge. But I tell people, there is food everywhere. That main dining room is going to always have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. There's an area on the 11th or 12th deck that is called Windjammer Cafe. They have so much food in Windjammer Cafe: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Then this list gives you all the other restaurants where you can eat complimentary. Pizza is available all the time, and it's great pizza. It's really, really good. So all those things are available. Take advantage of those things. Don't go on the cruise and run up a tab. You know, just to, have a lot of fun. Keep your money in your pocket. You've already paid for the cruise. Enjoy the cruise. Everything that's complimentary. Yes, ma'am. We got. That it is per person. Yeah, gratuity is per person. Yeah. Did y'all hear a question? Gratuity is per person. Yeah. Now, a lot of you all are going to find out when we booked you, sometimes there were specials that were there, and those specials allowed you to have onboard credit. So if you pull up your reservation, it may say that you have $50 onboard credit. That onboard credit can be used for gratuity. It's going to only appear under one name unless there were a couple of times where it was a $150 onboard credit. Some of you may see that on yours. If you were in a suite, that might be on yours as well. But it's only under one person's name. So if you're sharing a room with somebody else, be nice to your roommate and split the gratuity. It wasn't that you got favor and the other person didn't. They could only put it under one name. So let's be fair about it. But whatever you all do, that's on you. I'm out of it. Wherever I could take advantage of it, I did. And so you may see that out there. Can I bring drinks on board? People ask me that. The answer is yes, and there are guidelines on there that tell you. Who's got the mic for me? Okay, I've got 2 questions in the back. They got their hands up.
This is a general question. Where do you find your confirmation for paying for the cruise? Or is that something going to be sent out?
Oh, no, you should have gotten it at some point when you made a payment. If you do not see it out there, feel free to call the office and I'll be happy to send it out to you again. But go back through your emails. Some of them went to spam, but you should see an email from Divine Favor Travel Agency, or you might see an email from jmatthews@nlim.org. But either one of them, if you do not see it, feel free to give me a call because everybody does have a confirmation number now.
Pastor Jay, for clarity, with the gratuity, is it for kids as well? For everybody in there? Okay.
Everybody there. They don't, because they make up the bed for everybody. I apologize. I've been dealing with that for years, but yeah, they're going to charge you. If you want to go and say, hey, my babies are babies, I'm not paying y'all. There's nothing they can do about that. If you tell them that, they are going to, they have to take it off, because gratuity is just that. It is gratuity. It is for service, and so it is automatic, but they will make adjustments. Yes. Yes, everybody will have a CPAS card. Yeah, and I'm going to encourage you, parents, if you have children that are old enough that can walk around and utilize that CPAS card, you better give them some parameters. Yeah. My children set me up really good one time. Yeah, they were just everywhere, just swiping. When I got ready to get off the cruise, I had a $1,000 bill. Yeah. So be careful of the swiping. I mean, if you got children, because your card is tied to it. You got a credit card out there. So as long as that credit card is good, when they swipe, it's going to go through. So they order sodas and all those things like that. But we had to learn there's lemonade and tea everywhere. There's water everywhere. So they drink those things like that. And then in the evening time, they can have more things to drink. If you have a child that you know that's going to do a lot of drinking, it's going to order a lot, you really need to look at the beverage package. Those beverage packages have gone up so much. I just personally think they are ridiculous. But, and I refuse to do it. I've already paid my money for the cruise. I'm not going to do it. And so I'm okay with drinking water and lemonade. And if I really need something, just pack a couple of Cokes and have them in your room. You're going to have a refrigerator. You got to think smart when you're doing the cruise. But if you want to live it up and enjoy it, just give it to them. I'm telling you, they swipe everywhere. Yeah. Because there's a place that's called Playmakers. And they have all kinds. It's a sports bar. They have all kind of games. And you have to have your CPAS card to play some of the games. So my granddaughter Jordan was down there swiping. I said, girl, you can't play anything else in Playmakers. So you just have to be careful of things like that. Yeah, I got some hands going up. Okay.
Hi, Pastor Jay. A parent is bringing their own child. We just need their birth certificate.
Yes, if the child is less than 15 years of age, 15 years of age or less, you only need a birth certificate. Last names are the same, you'll be fine.
Yes, is there any more space available for charter, on the charter bus?
From Calvary, yes. Yeah, so just let us know if you want to do that. We still have space for charter from Calvary. We do not have space from New Life. Okay? Yes.
So if you have kids in the room with you, is there a way, is the CPAS connected for the adult in the room? The card is also connected for the children, or can you set up a cash account for the children's CPAS?
You are able to set up your accounts however you want to. So when you're doing the registration process, as an adult, you can tie anybody to your card that you want to. You just need their confirmation number, and you can list whoever you want attached to your card. What you are doing once you attach them to you is giving them spending privileges. If you want to set up a cash account for the child, you will not be able to do it at registration. When you go on board, you just set it up at that time and put whatever amount you want to put in there. That's an excellent way to control it. Any other questions before we move on? Okay. All right. The youth programs are phenomenal. They have great youth programs. So I encourage you, if you are traveling with children, put them in the youth programs. We have quite a few children going, and so they'll be with their friends that they're already familiar with, whether it's church or the school. So yes, by all means, take advantage of that. Internet access, you can look over that yourself. Attire for the ship. The only thing I'll mention as far as attire is you can wear pretty much whatever you like. There are some guidelines with swim attire where you can or cannot wear them in some of the restaurants. And then in the evening, in the main dining area, no swimwear, shorts and things like that. Okay. I did put some things on here for motion sickness. Sometimes people deal with motion sickness when they're going on a cruise, especially if it's your first time cruising. So I recommend that you please take a moment and look over those and decide what you might want to have on you. It's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. I personally don't like taking things, so I don't like Dramamine, but the patch and the band works really well. I've had people utilize the bands a lot. I tell people, if you are a first-time cruiser, get a band, put it on like about 24 hours before you even sail, and it really does help you out a lot. And then preventing illness. Please, you hear a lot about norovirus as it relates to cruising. One of the things that I tell people is wash your hands often. This is how you stay free of sickness and disease. Wash your hands. Throughout the cruise, the ship itself, you're going to see containers with hand sanitizer, and you can utilize that if you don't have anything else, but it's best to use soap and water. So as often as you can, wash your hands and try to prevent touching your face. That's how you don't get whatever may be going on a ship. You can avoid it. First, we're kingdom, and we believe God that we're all covered. But then outside of that, we're going to do the natural, which is make sure you have hand sanitizer. Make sure you wash your children's hands often, but use soap and water. Royal Caribbean, this is one reason why I like this cruise line. They do a great job. You're going to see once you get on that ship, they're wiping down all the time. In the morning, they're wiping down. In the afternoon, they're wiping. They have a whole staff that all they do is wipe down. I've learned, though, just little things that you can do. Use your elbow to utilize the elevator. Don't hold on to rails so you slide all the way down a rail with all the fingerprints from everybody else. You just want to be able to avoid things like that. So do very little touching, but always wash your hands. All right, for our hosted events, Friday, that one is TBA. They're still trying to find, our group is over 300 people, and so they're trying to find a space that they can allow us to use. The very first day that you get on a cruise, it's hard to get space because so many things are going on. They're working really hard to just get everything in place, and then they have a lot of activities going on, and then they have the muster training, the drills, and all of that. And so they're looking at a space for us, so we will let you know if they're able to work that out. But we do plan to, I'm going to ask as much as possible. I know you can do whatever you want to do on the cruise, but let's at least have one family dinner time. I know that probably after that, people are going to do specialty dining, and they're going to eat at different times. But the very first day, our time for the group is 5:00 p.m. for everybody. And so we're asking on that very first dinner time that you wear jean and white attire so that we'll be unified. Decided not to do shirts this year. We normally do shirts, but it will be fun for groups to do their own shirts for their families if you guys want to do, your own thing. And so we decided not to do shirts. They don't think I'm going to keep that, but I'm really saying that. They don't believe me. The ladies in the back are shaking their head. They think at the last minute I'm going to tell you about a T-shirt, but I'm really not. I really want to do the jean and white attire for dinner that night. And then the rest of the time you're free to kind of dress and wear whatever you like. Saturday morning, we'll be doing a prayer time. It's called Recovery, where we will be praying for our family and for our nation. So that's 7:00 to 8:00 a.m. We'd love to have you join us there. And then Sunday will be our Thanksgiving service. Same thing, because our group is over 300 people. They're trying to figure out the best space for us to be located in, where we don't disturb the ship itself, because it is an early morning service. The reason things are early in the morning is because typically on a 3 or 4 night sailing, you have a sea day where you're on the ship all day, but not on this sailing. That night we depart, and when we wake up, we'll be in the Bahamas. The next night we depart, and when we wake up, we'll be in Coco Cay. So during the day, we are somewhere, and I know people want to get off the ship. So we don't want to say we're going to have a service at 10 o'clock, because we already know you're going to get off the ship, and you're not going to get back on and come to service. So we'll do it early in the morning. So just get up early in the morning, join us, and then you have the rest of your day to do whatever you like. Okay? The charter service itinerary. If you are doing charter service from Bessemer or the Calvary campus all the way to the port, that's the itinerary for you. The buses will load at the same time, 11:30 p.m. from Calvary and from New Life. From New Life, it will not be the school. It will be this campus, because if you need to leave your car, you can leave your car or your vehicle in the gated area. That's where we park our buses. You do leave them at your own risk. We do not assume any responsibility for any vehicle that is left on the premises, but the gate is locked. It will be locked, and you are welcome to leave your vehicles there. I would not do that at Calvary because we do not have a gated area. So I suggest that you're picked up and dropped off on the Calvary campus. Load at 11:30. We plan to pull out at midnight. The buses will meet up, and then we will be traveling there. If you have any situations where you're running late, Kendra Bethune, are you in here? Is Kendra here? She may be out there, but her phone number is on here. If you have any situations, please make sure you make contact with Kendra Bethune. If it's 5 minutes, they may be able to wait on you, but if it's 20 minutes, yeah, that's Miss Kendra. Kendra works for us. She's our second grade teacher, but Kendra Bethune is the overall charter service coordinator. So she will be the one that will be calling the shots. We'll be talking with our drivers when it's time to stop and all those good things like that. So if you have any questions or anything going on, if you didn't like something that occurred on a charter bus, then you'll be seeing Kendra Bethune. On the Calvary campus, it will be Minister Shirley Miller. But those times are there for you. And then if you are on group air, or if you did air and you've spoken with me and we are coordinating your air out of Atlanta and you'll be going on the charter bus as well, please make sure you note that that charter bus will also leave from this campus. It will load at 1:30 a.m. on Friday and it will depart at 2 o'clock p.m. That charter bus is Klein Tours. It's going to take you to Atlanta. You'll get off of the charter bus. You'll fly to Orlando, and then there will be a charter bus that will pick you up in Orlando. That's Mears Transportation, and they will take you from there to Port Canaveral. If you have spoken with me and I have you on the list, you are covered for all those points. If you are flying separately from the group, but you've notified me that you would like to utilize the charter once it gets to Orlando, just know that you have to be at the airport at 10 o'clock a.m. And you'll have to be in the group area, which I think is on the first or bottom deck. I'll find that out for sure. But listen, you cannot show up anywhere and not be on the list because our buses are tight from Bessemer. We do have space at Calvary, but you cannot decide that you're going to hop off one bus and on another. That won't work because the buses are full. And if I've not spoken to you about being picked up at the Orlando airport, that bus is full. So if I arranged your air and we've talked about it, then I do have you on the list. If you have any questions or you want to be sure, you can give us a call in the office and we'll be happy to look over our list. But the buses are full wherever we're moving, okay? All right. That is it. Any questions? Comments? Yes. Yes. You can actually throw it to her. That's what it's designed to do. He don't trust it. I promise you it'll be fine. We throw them all the time.
I may not be good at catch. So I wanted to know, because we were late people, if we're on the Calvary bus or the New Life bus.
You're on the New Life bus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then in the packet it says arrival at 11:30. So that's Thursday, but you leave midnight. You depart. I'm just trying to make sure I understood the verbiage on where it says Friday.
Did I make a
Under
mistake?
the
Hold on
charter
a second.
service itinerary, Friday night, November 21st, 11:30 p.m. buses load.
Yes, that is 11:30 p.m. on Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's what I just
yeah.
want to
Friday
make
we'll be
sure.
on the ship.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
get that corrected. Yes, I apologize. We are leaving midnight or 12:01 on Friday, but that load time is 11:30 p.m. on Thursday. Yes. Thank you so much. Yeah, everybody will be left. Yeah, we're the bus is leaving 11:30 p.m. Thursday night. 11:30 p.m. Thursday night. It'll load and it'll pull out midnight. Okay? Any other questions? Yes.
So those of us leaving out of Atlanta, going to Orlando, that we need to double check that we're on the list. I think you did our flights for us.
I did,
So we're good.
and you are on the list.
Okay.
Yeah, so you need to be here to depart at 1:30. You're gonna drive to Atlanta? That's fine. Make sure you call me and I have that because we will want to be waiting on you all there. But yeah, that's totally fine. Yeah. So what about coming back? You gonna leave your car? Okay, all right, not a problem. Anybody else? Yes.
Would they send that later on?
No, you just need to, once you register, that 24 hours, they'll give you your ticket. Yeah. Yeah, you're just going to use a confirmation number. Anybody traveling by air, if you booked as a group, then the group has to be checked in all together. and I will check the group in. But if I did your air individually, then that confirmation number that I sent you 24 hours before your flight, you're going to check in. Once you check in, they're going to give you, they're going to allow you to be able to send it to you right there on your phone or through email. Or you can print it out when you get to the airport. No, you're not. You're individual. It's you and your daughter, right? Yeah. All right. And for those of you who are flying out of Atlanta, the charter service coordinator for that is going to be Miss Kathy Harris. Raise your hand, Miss Kathy Harris. Miss Kathy Harris is going to take care of those who are flying. Okay?
Right here.
Yeah, okay.
Today, I'm paying the $300 cash for the charter for me and my roommate. So who do I see today?
At the information center, is Gina still here? Yeah, Gina's there. She's going to be at the information center. We do have some people that still need to pay for the charter, so you can just go to the information center and she'll write your receipt. Question? Yes.
I'm not sure what bus my family members are on.
New Life.
The last two are here. Okay, great.
Yeah,
Okay.
New Life. Now, is it more convenient or?
No, I told them New Life, but today when you said the third bus was leaving from I didn't know what bus we were on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if you live in this area or the contact was New Life, then we have you under New Life. We do have members of New Life that live on the other side of town, so there will be New Lifers on the bus that's leaving from Calvary, but it's because they live on that side of town. It doesn't make sense to drive all the way over here, just to drive with New Life. Yeah. Yeah. Okay? Questions? All right.
For people that are not here, that are going with me?
Tiasha has them in the back right there. So if you can pick them up. And then I think this was recorded or streamed, one of them. So it's available, Oscar? Online? Yeah, it will be available online. So if you have people that are from other states, they can watch it later on, and then I can email this information out. Yeah, raise your hands if you need a packet. They'll give it to you now. I'll do the last three giveaways. This is for. Okay. And it's being recorded. Real quick, let's do these last three giveaways. Come here. Can you want to pull them for me? Just don't look, because you can't pull your mom, okay? I mean your grandma. Just don't look. Pull me 3 names. Asia Hill. They go to our school. Okay, so give me a bag. This is Carl Hill's mom. She won a $25 gift card. Okay. Cartrell Mack. Okay, I know that he is in Miss Demita McKnight's family. So pull this for me. You know who he is, right? You don't. Yeah. Oh. Oh. Okay. I know this is a guess of Demita, though. Oh, gratuity. Complimentary gratuity. Last one. You want to stir them? Oh, well, no, now you got the name. I don't want anybody to say Brittany Lawson. She works for us. Okay. Let's see what Brittany got. I think it was 2 gratuities, so it should be. Yeah. Complimentary gratuity. Thank you all so much.